What's good? Good morning. In my day-to-day life, I actually don't wear my hair down very often. Like somebody I've worked with for 2 months, I didn't even have my hair down. I just had my hat off because I normally have a hat on. There's a reason for that, but let me finish the story. So I had just my hat off, and he was like, "Oh, damn, I thought you were bald, and that's why you always wear a hat." I didn't realize you had so much hair. It's just as crazy as this sounds, I guess, it seems so extra to me. Like, that's extra when I have my hair down and I'm all like just vibing through the grocery store. I don't know. I very much like to just not bring unnecessary attention to myself because, maybe in my 20s, I was the opposite. I sought attention. And I still do, but I'm more discerning in the type of attention that I want to get. And superficial attention is easy to get, but it's not very filling from like a soul level. It doesn't feed the soul. It feeds the ego, but that's a very short and fast sort of experience. And I don't know. However, I just want to tell this joke real quick. Another reason I am almost always wearing a hat is because my hair is usually up in a man bun, and I don't want to be associated with man bun dudes. A majority of man bun dudes are douchebags, and I'm being judgmental, and I know Jesus would not approve of this, but that's just the joke. And there are a lot of people that think I am a douchebag, so maybe it's fitting. But I'm thinking more of the, progressive, soy boy, liberal man bun dudes. You're ruining long hair for us who want to be masculine, virile men, but we're associated with you. Anyways, okay. There's all sort of a theme here. Scrolling as a simulacrum for social interaction. I know it's a lot. And I know a lot of people have dealt with this because this whole concept of doom scrolling exists. I didn't invent doom scrolling. I sure as shit participate in it, and I don't like it. I've made past YouTube videos talking about my issues. I used to scroll Instagram a lot. I still do a little bit, and I still scroll Facebook a little bit, but I really have pulled back a lot from it. However, I have noticed that there are times or there are days where I'll like close one app and then immediately open the next app, and I ask myself, like, why? Why are you doing this? And in deep within me, if I'm being honest, it's because I'm lonely. I want social interaction. However, I have learned that authentic and quality connections are near impossible to attain on social media apps. They're very much anti-social media apps because they are quite literally driving wedges in between people, opposed to bringing them together, opposed to uniting them. And I'm very much, if you're new to this channel, go watch some of my old videos and you will quickly learn that I am what they call a conspiracy realist, not a theorist, because many of these theories, give it a few years and they end up being proven true. And there comes a point where you just have to learn to discern the true narrative of what's going on. And if you're still believing mainstream media in any capacity, oh boy, we're getting off subject. We're talking about social media, but it's all connected because it's our attention. It is a way that they have stolen and redirected our attention. And so, what is a simulacrum? A simulacrum is like, you think of an item that you copy, that you recreate, and then you do that recreation and then that copy process so many times. You're simulating something, right? Simulation and simulacrum, that it no longer resembles what it initially was. That initial item that you've recreated so many times, it no longer looks like what it was intended to, what its essence is. That's a simulacrum. And so that's what these social media apps, Instagram and Facebook. I'm an older millennial, so those are kind of, I never got into like the TikTok, and I had Snapchat for like a year, mainly just for boobs, but whatever. Anyways, Instagram and Facebook. But I don't really ever feel like I get valuable social interactions from it, and my soul doesn't feel fed. And this is a pattern. This is a cycle that I'm trying to escape. But that's also maybe a tertiary theme. Tertiary meaning like third order level. So embedded deep within my videos is this idea of me being extremely lonely. Even though I'm surrounded by people, I'm lonely because I can't be my authentic self around people. The level of brainwashing that has taken our friends and family it's astonishing and depressing. So many people have lost any critical thinking capacities, any ability to have a dialogue, a back and forth that is not primarily composed of propaganda talking points. I like this word bromidic because it kind of sounds like a poison, almost like bromidic. But it's like bromide is, a trite slogan or expression. And that's all that, people on the left and the right do. That's all that they spew are these like talking points. These talking points, they get fed from quite literal propagandists, from social engineers. How funny, actually, I just connected those two dots. That we quite literally have social engineers who are constructing the bounds of social interactions, and they're doing so for nefarious purposes. I don't think anyone would argue that America is extremely divided right now. And most people will even agree this is how powerful the programming is. On the left and the right, most people will agree that a lot of the division is intentional, but they still play into it. I actually had a conversation with someone at work the other day. Very rare that it was a good conversation because, you're not supposed to talk about politics at work. But I was talking to this guy, and I found out that he was gay, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can see it. I didn't initially think it, but it's whatever. I don't have strong gaydar. I'm not that like that. But anyways, so found out it was gay, and I showed him my No Division shirt and my PSYOP special shirt, and then he said, yeah, no, I completely agree that the division is fake, but I also play into it because I hate Republicans. And he said that to me directly, and he didn't know what my leanings are, and I'm not a Republican, but I kind of quipped back to him, that's funny that you say that, and it's good that you acknowledge and admit it, because I'm in the same boat, where I often say I hate progressives, and he is very, very progressive. Like, it made sense after the fact, but he's got this, gay tattoo thing on his forearm, and he's like, how did you not see this and connect that? And I was like, I don't really superficially try to judge people too much. There are like initial instant judgments that are more of like a subconscious primal thing, but then it becomes a conscious effort to wrestle with what the subconscious arises to the surface. Getting a little off subject, but that little conversation was very short, and we both acknowledged we really weren't supposed to do it at work, but that's another way that they control the narrative. Our narratives are being controlled. The conversations we're allowed to have are being controlled our attention is being stolen. It's quite literally, when you pay attention to something, you are paying with your energy, and they're extracting your energy from you and redirecting your energy. So hopefully myself and you, if you watch this, we can sort of begin to redirect our own energy into more fruitful and fulfilling social endeavors and interactions. This is a long video. I really appreciate anyone who has made it this far. A like, a comment, a share, a subscribe would be really helpful. I even have merchandise. Check the description. I'm trying to just break out of being broke, and you can help by literally just liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, or buying a shirt. Much love.